So after all this time of ringing my local Go Outdoors up and Blacks and Millets, within about a 30-mile radius, I finally got my hands on a new OEX phoxx 3, well, it's going to be a lot larger than the phoxx 2. So like I say, I've managed to get my hands on the new OEX phoxx 3. Us YouTubers, we've been going on about on his YouTube channels and Facebook groups, like the OEX Facebook group, how it'd be nice for OEX to make the new phoxx 3 tent. They do the phoxx 1, what's a one-man bivvy tent really, and then they do the phoxx 2, what were incredibly popular. Then they came out with the phoxx 2 V2, what were outstanding good tent. And like I say, a lot of us YouTubers have been saying, is there any chance they could make a phoxx 3, which they do have. And I'll tell you something, £100. When I finally got to the till at Leeds store, she says, that's £350 please. Do you have a discount card? So I suggest you went £99 then. For a budget tent like this, £350? You must be wrong in your head. One thing that I did find interesting in the Go Outdoors, the lady who served me, she even knows the phoxx 3 will never be as popular as the phoxx 2 V2. And I even says to her, look, the phoxx 2 could be even better if OEX listened to the people that use the tents, because there's so many ways where they could make the phoxx 2 an even better tent than it is. But still, it's a bomb-proof tent. But this video is all about the phoxx 3, not the phoxx 2. Let's get and find a spot, let's get it set up here. Now, I don't know if you agree with me, but don't you think it'd be good, the next one they improved was the Bobcat? So there's a Bobcat 1. Wouldn't it be nice if they did a Bobcat 2, where you could be in the tent in worse weather like winter time and have more room than you do with the Bobcat 1? So that would be a very interesting tent if they could turn the Bobcat to a two-person. Before we set the tent up, I'll quickly run you through a few things that I've seen online about it. They say it's 2.3 kilos in weight, saying pitch time is 5 minutes, it's in a pitch first. Yeah, that is a bit of a nightmare. Some OEX tents are out of pitch first, but it seems to be like the Foxes, the 1, the 2 and now the 3 are, you know, always in a pitch first. So in bad weather that could be a bit of a nightmare. I don't know why they don't actually start designing them being out of pitch first. If it's worse weather, they can just stick the pole from the outside and pitch the tent up, and the tent just don't get wet on the inside. They say the waterproof fly sheet is still 5,000 hydrostatic head. It's quite common with OEX tents, and the ground sheet is 4,000 hydrostatic head. I can't remember what the other ones are, but still the fly sheet 5,000 hydrostatic head. Right, I just really want to quickly run through them parts first. So original, like everything else, bag straps, fasten it to your bag. Just put your straps through there, one on each side, roll down, clip. I can't imagine much being different with this tent compared to the phoxx 2. I feel like they may have just increased the size by 1 and then seeing what's happened. You know what I mean by it's free, phoxx 3. They've either taken the phoxx 3 and just added a bit extra onto it that way, just up the size measurements. It is a bit bulky to be fair. Right, let's get it set up. It is exciting though, it is exciting, but they did listen to the viewers about making the phoxx 3. So when you roll it out, this is what you're getting. Obviously the tent, your pegs and your poles. Yeah, 8.5mm poles here. There's always going to be one shorter one. That becomes your short one there by the looks of that, doesn't it? I'm wondering if these are really hard to get in place like the other tents. Earlier on about the Bobcat. The Bobcat one is really hard to get the poles in place. I think I said poles a minute ago. Wow, yeah, you can definitely see the size of this one now. This one is a lot bigger. And people are always interested in how many pegs you get. Let's have a quick peg test. Well, count, should I say. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, so you get 20 pegs. Same again, notes change, same types of pegs, same poles, same bags. Look like it's all the same material, same colour. Is it a bit brighter than the phoxx 2, that? That does seem a hell of a lot brighter than the phoxx 2, doesn't it? Yeah, even the clip parts where you put your poles into. No, it's changed, I think it's just the size. But we'll learn more about that as we set it up. So there is one thing that OEX is saying on their website. But you can use this tent as a summer tent with just... Oh, that's different. So... that is different. Interesting. So they tried to make this a all-in-one pitch. Let's see if it's the same at this end. Yeah, so they've tried to make it an all-in-one. Wow, the base of the tent is a lot bigger. That's interesting, that. So you see here where your bottom pole goes through, they've actually added a loop there. What's different to the phoxx 1 and 2, and fastened the fly sheet to it with a little knot system. So it does seem you could pitch this tent outside in the rain if you put it away properly. I just need to put the pole through here now. So what that's telling me is that OEX have listened a little bit to some viewers' comments. If you want to see more about the tents, you can check out the Facebook group that I set up a long time ago. For OEX users of tents, hammocks, well they've got a hammock, but of the tents, sleeping bags, bivvy bags and stuff like that, and sometimes people do sell their equipment on there, so you might get some OEX tents a little bit cheaper than normal. I like how they're trying to make it a all-in-one pitch. Like I say, I'll leave a link to the group. There's a couple of questions you need to agree to, like no bullying and stuff like that, so everybody's got their own thoughts about equipment. We do take some people out of the group when they clearly don't like the OEX equipment and just come on to have a whinge about it, and then it is like, well look, it's obvious you don't enjoy using the equipment, so we do ask them to leave. Well, we don't ask them, we just remove them ourselves. And it's a community for people that are interested in looking at OEX equipment, you know, before they go buy it. Yeah, these poles once again. Oh, them poles are stiff to get in. I hope that wears off in time. But they're not that bad. It's like a mil, probably a mil too big. But it went in at least, so that's a good thing. So yeah, like I say, I'll leave a link to the group in the description if you want to check it out. Right, wow, this tent is a lot bigger. Yeah, I'll try to see it on a couple of the YouTube videos, the size difference, but it's bigger when you get the tent in front of you. But is it a free person? That's what we're asking, isn't it? Is it a free person tent? Or is it for two persons with the rucksacks? I'm going to go with two people in the rucksack, one man, his rucksack, and a bit of luxury maybe. Now I don't know if I'm in shot there, or I'm doing it way off at camera, but we're just gently going to peg it down. One other thing I'm grateful for is when this tent come out, I started getting a lot of Facebook messages and people on my group, and even comments in my other videos asking me, am I going to take a look at this tent because they like my reviews on stuff and my honesty when I do a video. I can't say this tent, or let's say this video today, is a review because I've not yet used it properly. We're just getting it out and answering a few questions for people. I tell you what, it's starting to look a lot like one of the Van Gogh tents, you know, just with the shape and stuff. It's starting to look like one of Van Gogh tents. but OEX is part of the Vanguard design team. There's on with all other brands out there. So the tent is going up exactly the same as the Phoxx 2. Now I'm going about the Phoxx 2 a lot because that's the best OEX tent. Even a woman in Go Outdoors couldn't argue about it, though she didn't want to argue because she was totally agreeing with me. But it was, or is still, the best tent. It's their best selling tent. They've still got people coming in buying that tent and asking for it weekly, she said. There's another pull-out point there. There we go. That's new, not seen that before. Yeah, so you can see I'm just pulled it out. 2 doors, one at each side, for yourself, your friend or your partner or your kids to get out of. But halfway down the door here, there's another one, that's new. But you can see why they put it on, because the way that it will flap around here. I'm sure you can see that. Anyway, there we go. So I'm just pegging the guidelines out. So the vent here is open and they've kept the old metal rings. It's very good, I like that still. So they are keeping some of the features. I've noticed 1 or 2 bits different already, but it's not going to cause any difference in how the tent performs when you're out camping in it. So the vent where your heads are going to be is here. You get that stiffened bit of pole there, what just velcros onto there, and your air vent ends about here. So any rain, it's not going to make its way through into the mesh at all. So good airflow that will. There's only a couple of their logos on it as well. So at the side there, the OEX 3, and then the name and the new design. That new design's probably about 2 or 3 years old now. So now the tent is all pegged out. By the camera, it looks quite, you know, small. Looks short, let's say, but it's not. It just seems to have a funny sort of shape to it, doesn't it? Right, so I'm unsure if there's something wrong with the way I've set it up, or is there something wrong with this tent, because you see here, you can see the pole, and it seems like the pole's too big, so you're stretching it. So for me, it sort of curves that way, and then comes back down here. I've just got a funny feeling there's something wrong, and I'd rather check it out and let you lot know what I mean. So do you see it there? It needs to be here. See how the material don't look right? This here don't look right. It needs to be straight like the other side. Now, I'm going to take all this fly sheet off. I'm going to redo it, attach it myself, and then just to see if there's something what's causing that, because it was a bit of a pain to get in, and I think this is going to be a bit of a problem. Not towards using the tent, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Something seems really wrong here. Yeah, something seems wrong. Even if I'm pulled it further over from the bottom, it still leans a lot more. What if I did it that way a bit? So I mean, right, let me work, Chris. I'll bring you back if I saw it. I'm just checking that all parts of the pole is connected properly and there's no gaps in it. But this side over here seems to be alright. It just seems to be here where there's something wrong. See how it curls down? I don't know what's going on here. Right, I'm going to take the pole out and I'm going to redo it, repost it all, put it back through. Just going to see if that is part of the issue. Oh god, this is really hard to get out. Right, let's redo this post. We'll take it all the way out. Right, so this is the side what we're causing the to bow out a bit. Now it's got the OX label there on it. Let's see if it's on this side. No. Right, so we're just going to feed it back through. Look, £100 is £100. If there's something wrong with it, I think people are best to know about it first, aren't they? In case they go spend the money on the tent, then they realise there's a problem with it. It's not going to be very nice for somebody, is it? Especially if they've saved up or worked hard to get this piece of equipment. And the notice, but see, it's so hard. Look at how hard it is to get in. You're actually bending the pole again to get it in place. You shouldn't be doing this. This should not happen. Right, so I've unpegged all the tent now. See if that makes it any better. Oh, here we go. Look at this. We're fighting with it. Why do they do this? Why don't they make the poles the right size? Right, let's get it all pegged back out, get fly sheet over it and have another look. Right, so I'm just showing you on the inside, just in case people think it hasn't been put up properly. The ground sheet is pulled out all the corners, so that's no issue. One thing to do so on the website is you could use it just like this as a summer tent without the fly sheet on. I've done that plenty of times with the phoxx 2 and the phoxx 1. Right, let's get it back together, eh? Oh, they've done that. Why have they done stupid things? So you see this here, they've put a stopper on the zip. What is the point of that? What's the point of having the zip? What could only open that far? What is the point of that? I don't get it. And the zip can't go over, so you're only opening your door. I don't get it. So if you have this open here, you have to go back and unzip this point here, because to put that on it. Why don't you just leave it? It's the same on the other side here. Let me know what you think about that. I don't see the point of them putting that stopper there. Is it so you know where your zips are? Probably. But you know where your zips are. They're somewhere on the zip. I was just thinking they did that with a hyena tent as well, didn't they? But and then what I've got to bear in mind is it's a £99 tent. I've not just spent £400 on it. It's a £99 budget tent. Yeah. That's what I do have to remind myself. Right, all pegged back down. It seems to be a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better now. That's where it's meant to be. It just seems to be where they attach the fly sheet to the inner for us. They must not have done something right, I don't know. But I've took it all apart, put it back together how I would do the phoxx 2 and phoxx 1. And everything seems to be alright. So thank God for that, eh? I didn't want to go back and complain about a pole not being in line. Yeah, the zip where you have to unzip 2 zips to do it is a bit of a pain, but I can cut that off, can't I? Not worried about that. I've got 2 whole zips what do the full job. I watched a YouTube video about it, another 2 lads, or might be the other fella actually, and he went about these clips are new. Well, they're not new, they've been on quite a lot of the OX tents. What is new is the colour of this vent. Last time it was the same colour as the tarp, had an X on it for the OX. So yeah, they've changed the colour of that. No major problem. They've just took the X off. Like that, that's an issue. I've gone to zip the tent up and then we've hit that bit of barrier. Let's do it all the way around. I know why it's so the zips are there and we know where they are, but it's just still a small tent. We know where the zips are, is where we left them. They've not wandered off through the night or something. Now, there's a little bit of fraying around some of the stitching, what I've already noticed as well. But like I say, I understand it's a budget tent, but the inner is quite taut. It seems to be quite nicely pulled out right and everything. And I'm impressed with its massive air vent here. So let's say the mesh, sorry, and then the air vent is at the top. But yeah, it stretches from one side right to the other. Now, I'm unsure about 3 people. All about stitching is, look, you can just see it all there. It's all frayed from the material they've been using. You'd have to cut that off if it bothers you. Aye, 3 people in here? Nah, maybe 2 people at a push. But a one-man tent is a one-man by himself. His bag, shoes would have to go on the outside somewhere. A 2-man tent is basically a one-man tent and his equipment. Now, 3-man tent, definitely 2 people and maybe their equipment. But I remember when I first ever saw the phoxx 2 and I got in it and go outdoors, and I thought this is a load of room compared to phoxx 1. Well, I'm having the same feeling now. So I'm 5'8", 5'9", and if I just stretch my arms out there, so just say where the, not the top end, because this is the top end, where the zips come down, my arms are fully stretched out and they just touch each side, and I'm only 5'9" probably. But yeah, wow, a lot of room for yourself just to sprawl out here. Yeah. It's a spacious one-man tent for one man like myself, especially in winter time. I think this would be a cracking tent in winter. Obviously not blowing a gale, let's say. Well, I don't know, because the phoxx 2 handled quite a lot of the storms a few years ago, so I presume this should just do the same. It's a little bit higher, not mega higher, but it is a little bit higher. It's a lot wider. But yeah, I do believe 2 people would fit in here, right, if you're camping with your partner, your mate, even if you're taking your kids with you. I believe there's a lot of room. I really do. And I will say one thing, it's very warm in here already. Yeah, even with the vents open. So that is the bottom vent. You can see right outside the tent here. So airflow will go through nicely. But that doesn't mean you will not get condensation, because you probably will do. Condensation is a thing over in UK. Some countries say they don't get it in tents. We get it over in UK. And one thing I do like about this tent is it's attracting a lot of the bugs. I think it's because of the bright colour. You get a big pocket here and one on the other side there, but it's split into 2, so it's not going to pull the inner down if you put all heavy in it. It's been stitched up really well there. It seems to be everything the same, roughly, against the phoxx 2. Is it going to be where I need to get the phoxx 2 out to bring it to you and show you the difference? But all I could say is if you got the phoxx 2, just imagine it with the phoxx 2 and the phoxx 1 side by side maybe. That's what I'm thinking. But still, it is a fantastic looking tent. Now the pole thing's sorted out. If you have the problem, like I say, remove the fly sheet completely and just tie it on yourself. It seems to be a bit better that way. I think it with the, do you know where you fasten your fly sheet to the pole tube, let's say runner, and they've put some material around it. I think it might have been facing one way and I will like try to pull it so it will put pressure on it. Instead of when they're on top of the pole runner thing, if they're like that a little bit, going one off to the left, one off to the right at a bit of an angle, then it seems to be alright. I think one of them might have been right and the other one might have been over this way a little bit. So when I was pulling it down, it was pushing pressure down on that pole. So just, if you're getting that, that's one thing you do need to do. Just take the whole fly sheet off, just put it back on, it solved the issue. Double door. I like the idea of double door. Here's the question, can you sit up in it? Yeah. I can sit up in it. I can sit up in it the same that I can sit up in the phoxx 1 ultralight blue one. It seems to be this, probably roughly the same height as that tent. So yeah, you can easily get set up. Weather's rubbish outside, you've got enough room to move around in. You know, if you're by yourself, get all your equipment set up, get changed into dry clothes, get ready for bed, blow your air mats up, get your hair sleeping bag out, you know, loft that up a little bit. I'm just thinking about stuff you would do in a tent. A couple of other things, but let's not go down that road, especially if you're by yourself. Anyway, apart from all threading coming off everywhere, let's take a look at the doorway. I can never get it right. I'm going to call it a vestibule area. That's what I'm going to call it. So again, you want to open your door, you're going to have to come right down here and open it properly. Stupid idea. Absolute stupid idea. Another thing that OEX likes to do is always put too much of this hoop stuff on here, material. Always way too much. Look at that, you put it in and it needs to be small. So what I always do is I just seem to wrap it round it like that a few times, twist it round. And it makes it a little bit easier. See, still a bit too big. Yeah, I'm untangling it here. Right. Yeah, just need to twist it round a bit. Wow, it's warm in here. Yeah, just make that a bit smaller. There we go. My biggest problem is, it's that door, the zip, that stopper. It's ruining the tent. I don't know why, it's just something simple. It just ruins it for me. So I'm only a size 8 and you can see, but my shoes are just there. Wow, I'm getting poor, look at that. Even my trainers are starting to come away. Instead of buying tents, I think I should buy some new trainers. To be fair, the trainers that I go to work in, I do these videos in. I do have some Tesco's value trainers, what are my best trainers. But yeah, back to tent. That's it, that's the only room you get, so you're not really going to get some rucksacks in there. So yeah, it's going to be no different at the other side, exactly the same. I wish to do a tent like OEX's where it's got like a mesh inner as well, so you can get some airflow through. At night time you could leave this up and then you've got the door open with some mesh, you know, bug net. But like I keep saying, it's a budget tent. Oh, for God's sake. Stupid zip, really stupid. So I've been on the website, Go Outdoors, put the phoxx free in and looked up some information. So they say it's a 3-person tent, compact and lightweight, easy to pitch, ideal for backpacking and wild camping, waterproof polyester fly sheet, 5000 hydrostatic head, waterproof 2010T ground sheet, 4000 hydrostatic head, internal pockets, it's got a lantern hanging point, yep, it's got one bang on its centre there, so that's alright for your glasses, a lantern, maybe put your torch there. Ventilation points, yep, one pole at 8.5mm, 2.48 meters, 10 sections. So this is the bigger pole here. So the smaller pole, same again, 8.5 sorry, mil pole, 1.8 meters, 6 sections. And it can be used on its own in hot weather, like I said earlier. So the standing height, so from the floor to the top, is 90 centimeters. Outer dimensions, 255 centimeters by 280 centimeters by 100 centimeters, and the pack down size is 46 centimeters by 13 by 13 centimeters, and it's olive green. They should say and bright orange. It's not just olive green, it's bright orange as well, isn't it? So all the rest of the information I will put in the description, what I pull off from their website, because I'm sitting here reading it on everything. It'll just take forever. The most important thing is it's 5000 hydrostatic head outside, the floor sheet is 4000. Seam sealed, yep, everything seems to be seam sealed like they say. There's just one or two niggly points, and the zip is the biggest issue. The zip needs to be sorted. You can cut that off yourself, it's no big issue. Cut that off and you can have the full flow of the zips yourself. But apart from that, it's such a decent tent. And I've used the phoxx too in snow, wind, storm, heavy rain. I don't see why the phoxx 3, this tent, let's say, will not perform the same. They seem to have just gone to the computer and gone, right, so it's this big, let's half that, as, you know, and add it back onto it. They seem to have done that. And they've done a bloody good job as well. For a budget tent, 2025 low budget tent, this is it. They've done it. I think this will sell well. Now, I did speak to them at Go Outdoors about, to the lady behind the till, and I put my name forward and my telephone number. Let's hope OEX get in contact. Because no matter how over all the years I've been using their equipment and stuff like that, they've emailed back and forth a little bit by email, but they've never talked properly. I don't expect them to do, but you know, I think there's ways they can make the phoxx 2 a better tent, add a little bit of money on it, but I think it would outsell every one of the tents what they have now of the OEX range put together. Though the phoxx 2 probably has done that anyway, but I think if you put all the tents up to date now, numbers what they've sold, to the ideas that I have for the phoxx 2, I think it'll outsell them 2 or 3 times over. Because it would make the phoxx 2 one of the better tents on the market. Well, it's actually one of the best tents on the market. That's my opinion for the things they could do, and it wouldn't take much. If I knew a good sewing company, I'd probably go and ask them to do it myself for me, but I don't want to do that because you can actually get into trouble for, you know, using another brand's equipment to make it better for yourself, and it's saying, look what you've done. It can go down the road, and I know I've done that because I know it can happen. So I've done that with another one of their tents, I'm not saying which one, and they spat their feathers out about it. They really did. Right, anyway, that's the end of this video. Yeah, it's a good tent. I think it's going to do well. I will use it. I love the space for the one man inside here. Now, if you want to see my review of the phoxx 2, I'll put the video there. If you want to subscribe, see me using the tent and other OEX equipment and stuff what I get up to on my channel, please press the C by subscribing to the channel. But most of all, thank you very, very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it.